Mike Gould here, Mayor of Hounds Town USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. We're going to do our evaluation, our assessment of Freddy, our new boot camp dog. Just came in a little while ago. He's 9 months old. I heard him howling in the... So let's bring him out and see what we got. So what we do is, don't do it good. Good dog, Fred. Good Freddy boy. Hi-ya-ya. So it's obvious you don't need to be a dog behaviorist to see that Freddy's happy. So, stand still. So he's a social butterfly, right? He's saying yes. So obviously a dog like this would drive us crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of my environment. I'm going to lock the door. And Ashley will let Freddy go. Go ahead. Hi, Fred. Hi, Fred. He wants to jump. I raise my leg. So this is my first interaction. Freddy boy! Freddy boy! He stopped jumping. So everything we do for good boy Fred, this dog is all over the place, 9 months old. He's investigating the whole place. He jumps. That's good. I got you. He's having water, so he's frenetic. That's the way I would describe him. He doesn't slow down. So we have to, Freddy boy, yeah! Let's go knock on the door. He smells the food. Freddy! 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 Yeah! Teach him not to jump. All right. So seriously, the first thing we do, he needs boundaries. He needs leadership. So we start off with this little piece of rope. And we put the rope on his head. Here, Fred. And the trick is going to be, we're going to correct bad behavior and praise good behavior. It's that simple. So look, he's motivated by, he couldn't care less about me. He wants the food, the water, whatever's available. And these types of dogs are great, meaning the type of energy, but you have to channel this energy or he'll drive you insane. So I'm meeting his needs. So the journey begins today. We're going to work with him for 12 days. It's not a done deal. Every day we build on what's happened last. On day 1, we fit him with a proper collar. So we don't use pinch collars, we don't use shock collars, we don't use chain collars, we don't use harnesses. We start with a piece of rope and then we put a permanent collar on that we take off when he's in play groups and when he's not supervised. Good boy, Fred. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to put this new collar on. When he pulls, I'm going to correct. A correction is a snap and release, watch, of the leash. It's not big movements. This is not about yelling or screaming. It's about giving dogs a lot of love, but also leadership. So Freddy needs more leadership than he needs love. He's self-motivated. So it's like a genius kid. They don't need anybody. This dog is self-motivated. If you don't pet him, he's just as good eating food. He'll entertain himself. I take this off. So a couple of the problems is he can never, from this point forward, pull on this leash. Watch. He pulls, I correct. A correction's easy. Stop. Very little talking. Good boy, Fred. And then I praise. So the lesson for today, leash and collar, and we start setting boundaries. He can't jump on people. He can't jump on furniture. He can't bark independently. But we don't do this with dominance or yelling or screaming. It's just simple. He's got to learn that the world doesn't evolve or revolve around him. Up until this point, I think, the last 9 months of his life, the world revolves around him. He says, "Yes, senor," so it can't anymore. We have to shift that. So dogs need leadership. I know they get the love, they got the best beds and best food, but he needs leadership more than anything. And leadership is something that he had when he was with his litter mates, and when human beings adopt them, they lose it. So this is it. It's the beginning of our journey. I'm going to take him for a walk and start to teach him to heel. Thank you. Dog is on my left. I'm relaxed. I open the door. Sit. Good boy, Fred. I have to teach him. A door is just a movement, right? He's watching my hands. Dogs orient themselves to movement, sound, and smell. Ready? Sit. We're going to go out for a walk. That's good. Okay, so we're continuing our training with Freddy. And as we know by the pet owner's description and our observation, he goes from 0 to 60 very quickly. Meaning, a lot of dogs, just by the slightest movement, and dogs orient themselves to movement. So obviously we live in a world that is constantly moving. Doors move, people move, cats move, anything that moves, a dog orients themselves to. So Freddy is one of those dogs that literally charges up, gets aroused, his arousal level spikes quickly. So you have to have a relatively firm hand and calm things down. So one of the most important behaviors we teach, a leash and collar is always on the dog. Always. Our leash, our collar is always on the dog when the dog's under our supervision. You really shouldn't change that. So I know there's collars that people think a chain collar is similar to this collar, or it's not. This is a very specific collar that we order specially because of their durability. I'm always relaxed. So I'm going to open the crate door. That doesn't mean it's an invitation for Freddy to get out. The only way he can get out is by giving permission. The permission is, okay, Fred. The only place a dog gets a treat in our world is when he's in his crate, his place. All his food, anytime there's tension, we correct. So when I want to give him some high treats, I just tell him to go place. He goes in, I close the door, and I give him a treat. It's that simple. Then I close the crate, and that's it. I don't make a lot of eye contact, a lot of body movement, a lot of talking, a lot of yelling. If he whines, I can pick up this leash now and correct him. Now I'm going to go slow things down. I'm opening. He may think that this is an invitation, but it's not. Then I release him by saying, okay, Fred, and then he wants food, I got to correct him because he's harassing me for food. He wants a squeaky toy. So he's on a scale of 1 to 10 energy-wise, he's a 10. This is all fine. I leave the leash and collar on. If I want that back, I step on the leash and watch. Good boy, Fred. 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 Good, Fred. Good, Fred. Good, Fred. And when I want it, I'll just tell him to leave it. So understand, Fred, the slightest sound will distract him. I want him to go in the crate. Fred, go place. Place. Now just think, this is early on in the training. If I do this for the next 12 days, if he doesn't get food in the kitchen, he doesn't get food at the table, this will become very easy for him. There can never be tension on the leash. This is crate training. It gets closed, and we leave, and we go do our business around the house. We make noises, we knock, he can't react. Distractions, and we kind of practice this. You don't have to wait till company comes over. You don't have to wait for Thanksgiving dinner to start to teach the dog. I'm not asking him to sit or to stay. I don't care if he stands on his head. Two things he can't do. Try to get out by digging. He can't bark or really whine. I'll let him whine a little bit now. Meaning when I say let, it's not oppressive. This is not a heavy-handed method of training. It's simple. We physically correct bad behavior, and we love and nurture good behavior. So it's really Mother Nature's way, not my way. So I want to go let Freddy out. What do? He's watching my hands. We have opposing thumbs. We do everything with our hands. So it's they watch everything. I open. Good boy, okay. And that's it. Then he goes, and now he's back to being crazy, but I'm going to set boundaries. If he starts to counter surf, so he's tuning in, right, zoning in right on the food on the table. So this is like anyone's house. There's food. Watch, I'm going to put some food. Yeah. He's examining. And where does he gravitate to? The kitchen. Why? There's food. So I just have to now step on the leash, and now I set boundaries. But if you feed the dog at the table today, and then scream at him tomorrow, it's just confusing the dog. And people are great at sending mixed messages. Freddy boy! Freddy boy! Yeah. So he's examining. So I don't want him. Oh, there's another dog in there too. Anyway, So this is what we're going to build on. I'm going to put food on the counter. And just this is simple. Any mistakes he makes, it's corrected by either the leash or my body. Okay, we're good for today. Freddy, come on. Come on. Good, Fred. Good. Good. Go place. Go place. Place. Good. Dog goes in. Shut. Obviously, when we leave for the day, or night, or whatever, and he goes in here randomly and periodically, we take the leash off. Of course, there is a potential that he could get caught up, but not when we're supervising him, and dogs need to be supervised. So far, so good. Okay, remember, anytime we are in movement, the pack moves, the dog needs to be on our left, not ahead of us, and there can never be tension. It's a work in progress. Freddy, on a scale of 1 to 10, is up there around an 8 or a 9 in terms of distractibility. He sees movement, he wants it. He hears noises, he wants to investigate. So it's great for a dog, but it's difficult for the average pet owner to understand that and harness, so to speak, that energy without using a harness. Left foot, dog walks. High stop, dog sits. Left foot initiates movement, no talking. Left foot, high stop. I'm working my way to the door slowly. He's not pulling on the leash. Then we're going to work on the place command. Sit. Just relax. Open the door. This is an improvement, right? The door moved. Good. No food. You praise. Good doggy, Fred. Good boy. Verbal praise, physical praise. The truth is, physical praise gets him out of balance. So just, good boy, Fred. Good boy, Freddy boy. Look at his tail. So we use what this particular dog needs. Left foot, we go in. Come on in. Okay, now we're inside. Leash and collar stays on. The only way we can teach Freddy boundaries is with a leash and collar on. You don't necessarily have to hold it, but so now when the doorbell rings, or the door opens, he can't come out. So as a management tool, dogs are denning animals. So we always teach a dog to go to a place, ideally a crate. You can get a fancy crate, but a crate is secure. It's a secure den. I step on my leash, pick it up, and then I give him an instruction. The sound is go place. Go place. It's caught on his leg, I understand. Go place. Go place. Good. He goes in, I shut the crate, then I give him a treat. The only time the dog gets a morsel of food is when he goes into his crate voluntarily. So, good. So if you think of this concept, his regular feedings get broken up during the day, and he only gets it when he goes in the crate. Now, anything can happen here. We can throw a party out here, and he'll be fine. He needs to chill out. Then I go to let him out. He can't come out unless we release him verbally. Right? Not a lot of talk, not a lot of yelling and screaming. Okay, good boy. Good boy, Fred. Now we have fun. Good boy, Fred. I watch the end of the leash. He's probably right into food. I'm sure. Good boy, Fred. Freddy. Good. Watch how we do this. Freddy. I step on the leash because he's all over the place. I pick it up. Good, Fred. Good, Fred. He's hyperactive. I ask him, Freddy, go place. Place. Watch. Watch his thinking. Go place. Go place. Close. Treat. So just think of this. We're going to do this for 8 more days, whatever it is. If you do this for the rest of his life, so this is the beginning. He's not just going to run to the crate just because somebody says place. He has to look at you, look at your body language. You say place, he's going to go there. And then we sit down we relax, we have our coffee, our beer, scotch, whatever it is you like. He's not allowed to dig out. He's not allowed to bark in the crate. If he barks in the crate, I just pick up my leash and correct him. When he starts digging out, he's hyper. So you just look at Freddy, you just touch him, and he goes from 0 to 60. He can't be there. We don't want him to oppress him and be down here. We want balance, and he's got to learn. And he's young. He's got to learn that he needs to stay there for 20 minutes or 8 hours. If his needs are met, we just ran around the field, he had water, he played. All his needs were met in 20 minutes. He should be able to stay in the crate 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, depending. The other side is you got to provide an outlet for all his energy, whether it's at daycare or if you've got to be out in the backyard. You can't just let him out the backyard and think he's going to just, he's going to get himself in trouble. He's a young puppy. Or I shouldn't say puppy, an adolescent dog with a lot of energy. And now we're balanced. And now I have my coffee. And we all go to sleep. Yeah.